Hi everyone, my name is Ayu and welcome to my 20s platform. Thank you so much for liking our past videos, sharing. The last video we released on comparison series, we almost hit 200 views, and that's huge for us. So we are very thankful. Thank you for liking, for sharing, for commenting. So on today's episode, okay, this particular episode is very special because for the very first time we're having a male guest on our channel today, and also we're going to be saying or having a conversation that is quite intense and interesting and also relevant for us, especially if you're in this part of the world. So yeah, so I hope you would sit back, enjoy the conversation, and join also in the comment section. As usual, I will start by sharing a quote. And our quote today is from Greta Thunberg. It says, "We showed that we are united and that we young people are unstoppable." So I know that today, especially in Nigeria, a lot of us are very concerned about, politics, what's happening in governance, the state of the economy, and all of that stuff. And a lot of us are very active on social media. We hear our opinion, we have a say to what we think the government is doing, either good or bad, and all that. But beyond social media, we know that, yeah, to an extent, we can drive change, but I think that might be minimal, except we get like active in governance and all that. So that's what we'll be talking about today, and we have our guest here that will be sharing with us. We'll basically be sharing our opinion, on what we think, we can, especially we that we are young adults in our 20s, basically. And so I have a guest with me here.
Hi.
I would like him to introduce himself. So
Hi,
please.
my name is Otai Bayomi Oluwani. Abayomi.
Oh, okay, I was going to say that's a very long name.
Abayomi.
For short.
Short.
Okay, so in 2019, the present administration of Buhari, they passed a bill, the Not Too Young to Run bill. So it made it possible for people. Initially, you had to be 40 to run for presidency and 35 to run for House of Rep. But it brought that down to 40 and 25 years respectively. But I read a report recently that says that even though that bill was passed, it increased our participation, that's the youth participation in politics and governance. However, people within the age range of 18 to 29, they had with less than 1% of us in politics. So do you think that, that bill was just passed, but there was not so much reorientation or empowerment of the youth?
Well, I think the problem actually is the fact that we've been ruled by a certain age group for so long. So the bill was passed, all right.
Yeah.
But for it to start taking place, for us to start seeing, youth activity in politics, I think we also have to take a while.
So it's not like immediate?
It's not going to be immediate, but many of the youths now are concerned with a lot of things, and we forget the fact that politics, like our government, not just politics, because politics is different from governance.
Sure.
So we forget the fact that if we are not part of the government, we would surely suffer it in the future.
Yeah, we'll not be able to
because we are the ones going to suffer it in the future, because whoever is leading us now is going to be dead maybe in the next 20 years because of the way the country is being ruled. So if we want to enjoy this country, we need to take a more active approach towards it.
Yeah, so so that goes back to the point I initially made during the introduction, that we're very vocal, especially with
Social media.
so many activities from last year that has emerged, and seen youths take active position. We now hear our opinion and all, but it looks like most of this conversation starts and ends on social media, and we don't get to see it because there are no people like me and you that are active. So I read a report also that says that financial support or accessibility, so that's one of the reasons why people, but I don't think so. I feel like there are so many rich people, rich people.
Okay, this is it. I was actually giving what you said the thought once, and I thought, okay, the truth of the matter is the youths are basically struggling. They are struggling, to get their business online. register their businesses. We have so many struggling youths in this country. Now, because of our striving nature, we just come out one way or the other. And if you want to do politics, you must know that it has to do with giving back. So many people just look at it and say, how much have I made yet? You get, how much have I made? It's not even enough for me yet. So why will I put this amount of money into politics? So there is fear of that. Most of the ones that have the money to, play politics. And when I say politics, I don't just mean registering for a political party, because many times we just register for a political party and we feel like we're already politicians. It's not just that. Once we register for the political party, what are we actively doing in our society? I don't know, but people forget that politics, like I said before, politics is different from governance. Before you just come out and say, I want to run for a party or I want to run for something, what have you actually done for your society, for the people around you? So if as youths, if we can, out of the little that we have, do something, I'm sure by the time you say you want to run for something, you would surely get people who would, if youths like you, look at, for example, the NSAS period. Most of the people giving actively were the youths.
True.
It doesn't have to be money. Sometimes it's just your support, the feeding of the people that comes for your campaign, the merchandise that you use for your campaign and all those things. These things are really important. Many times when people say they need money for politics, they are actually talking about the people they have to bribe, the people they have to give money to, and all those things. That is, by the way, because it is not the lawful thing to do. It is not the lawful thing to do. But we live in a country where corruption is the order of the day.
Right. But I mean, something you said I really like, that coming together of different youths to pull resources together. Okay, so you had earlier also mentioned that even though the bill has been passed, the Not Too Young bill has been passed, it will take a while for us to start seeing that change. In the people that lead us, for us to start seeing more of young people being involved in government. Okay, so up until when we get to that stage, right now, can we maybe I'm just thinking from my head, if we come together, as like you said, so we know that this change doesn't happen in a day, to take a while. So not every one of us will be able to get into position of government, even if it will also take a while as well. But then, are there other ways, within our environment, within our communities, that we can be driving change?
Yes.
Gradually.
Very well. We don't know that every day that we live, we are actually doing something. We should actually be doing something for the people. If there is how I understand it is, not everything has to be for the gram, for social media. There are things I know. We have some people that when they do good today, we all see it on the gram and all those things. There are people doing the same good that we don't see, but there are people that see it, and there are people we have cases of people that good people that somebody will be like, I think you should run for a political post or something because you have the love of the people. Many times when people say they want to run for politics, they just run for a government. Sorry, they just have the love of politics, not for the people. We should always look. America is always a good example. When they run for a campaign, no matter how big the president is, you see people contributing to their cause. So you see when someone like Bernie Sanders was looking for people to rally around him, and people started donating. Same with their current president. Everybody wants to be active. So to be a politician or to be in governance actually is not just by, I'm in politics. There are things you can do every day for your people, feeding people around you, because we complain a lot about our guys at the top. But the problem actually is around us, because if we cannot help the people around us, then why complain about
those at the top? And I mean, it's very true that is from amongst us that we pick people that represent us at the top. So they are a reflection of one way or the other. Even though we don't like to say it, as much as we have a leadership problem in Nigeria, I think we also have a followership problem. The people are as well. Yeah. So you mentioned that there are some people that they want to get to that position of power, not out of love of the people alone. So it made me remember someone. I don't want to mention his name, but I remember that in the last administration, that was Jonathan. It was very, vocal, always, criticizing the government when they do wrong, of course, But he's still a youth. But then he was like very younger back then. So you would expect that even like all these youths, when we are young, we see all these problems. We're able to identify them. Like some of us were very vocal and just concluded protests and other movements and everything. But the fear now is these same people, by the time a new government comes into power and then they probably pinpoint them or elect them to some positions, they now become the very same thing they condemn. So even though we are complaining that, okay, yes, they keep saying we are the leaders of tomorrow, but they're not giving us the opportunity to rule, could it also be because these people at the top, these older ones, they've seen that we're literally just like them or even worse?
I would say, I don't know, I'm really not remembering now. They said the fruit does not fall
very far from the tree.
Many of us we are replicas of our parents, our society, and all those things. Now, when we are in that stage where, for example, we are all youths now, and we see a lot of these problems in our businesses, the businesses we are trying to run on our own, the businesses our friends are trying to run, and we see what they suffer because of useless government policies. We see so many mistakes, things that shouldn't even be happening. Telling us that somebody stole money and we can't trace it back. We see all these things. If we see it long enough, we just all of a sudden see that, it has happened again. Hey, we are people like that in this country.
Very tough skin and adapt.
And we adapt.
Yeah.
But we should always we should be on that level where we don't take all these things. We should be incorruptible. You see a lot of people, it has happened so many times. I don't want to mention names. People that are past governors, people that want to be president very soon, that as at the time they were protesting really hard for this country. They were protesting so much. They tell you a lot of things, and right now they are the evildoers of this country, because you see them, they would look you point blank in the eye and tell you this is what it is, and that's how it's going to happen. And we are really helpless in our country. We are really helpless. I don't know how we are going to. It's going to be a tough one for us youths, because we need to actively fight against it with our brains, with our minds, with our words.
Network coming together.
You get, because one thing I have noticed that the government or the leaders or the cabal or the godfathers or whatever have done or have used against us. They've used we the youths against us. See, for example, the NSAS period, they used thugs against us. These thugs, many of them are our mates. But because of the fact that they know that these people are uneducated, they are hungry, once you give them maybe 2,000 naira, everywhere scatter.
So hunger and poverty is at the root of our problem.
So you get. So we need to find a way to make some of us, or if possible, all of us, incorruptible. Whereby you go and meet a tout, you talk to him, you really educate him about his future. The way Christians go around doing evangelism, actively. We don't need to wait till 2023
election period.
Election. From now, if you can, we have people, strong enough to say, okay, I could do a sensitization, billboards. Let's see, we don't even need to talk about any leader or anybody. You just need to tell people that this is the right thing that we should do for ourselves, for our children. Because many times when we youths, once we have enough money, we just have this Japa mentality.
Yeah.
That I want to leave this country. This country is this country is that. I live my life with a principle I once heard from Martin Luther King, that when he said that we have a responsibility to seek to make life better for everybody, not just yourself. You are not living for yourself alone. You need to live for other people as well. If your children are somewhere enjoying, just remember that some other people are somebody's children. That's why till now, one thing that really hurts me in this country was the NSAS period, whereby we had brothers and sisters, because I don't see them as just people.
Yeah.
To me, they are my brothers and my sisters. I could have been any one of them.
Sure.
I could have been there. My sister could have been there. My parents could have been passing. Anybody could have been there. But it seems like it has just happened and
everyone has moved on.
We've moved on and forgotten. So I'm not saying we should, revenge or start killing people. No, not that. What I'm saying is, let us actively take a position that this is what we want for ourselves and what we want for our future, because our future is what is important here.
True. Okay, so when you mentioned, we're like in a very helpless state. I watched a video yesterday and a very popular pastor was saying that people should have plan B. I'm not against if you want to japa, like we say. It's very okay to want to move around. Even the Bible says the head is the Lord's and his fullness thereof. So wherever you sojourn, of course you'll prosper. No, but I don't like, what I actually don't like or I find uncomfortable about when people are, actively telling everyone to. In life, yeah, it's okay to have a plan here, plan B, plan C, up to Z. It's your business. It doesn't concern anybody. But when you're actively telling people to japa, not everyone can japa. Do you get? Yes. Literally, not everyone can. Not everyone have the financial resources to, not everyone basically can, even if you want to. So, if we are now at that point that's like the only message we are passing across, then really, so have we really now gotten to that point where, like, I know that things are like quite bad in the country. People are very tired, they're frustrated.
So bad, it's bad enough.
I understand, we all see it every day, but I don't think that it's so bad and it's maybe a right message to pass across to people that everyone should leave. But then that's where we are, unfortunately.
I just think if you have that desire so much to live,
by all means,
and you can't do that, leave. Don't because of you want to leave, just be so desperate, because you hear about people leaving the country by
through illegal means, unsafe routes and all that.
That is not the solution. Some of us, we like to go and come back, because I cannot lie to you. I cannot lie to anybody. Leaving this country is not my plan, but I plan on leaving this country at some point, but not for
forever.
Not to go on. I don't plan on living there. I plan on going, visiting places. I like to travel, so I would love to see so many places, so many countries, and come back to Nigeria. But I want to do something for my country, for my people. I might not be the president, I might not be a governor, I might not be a senator, I might not even be a local government chairman, but I want to do something for my people, and that is what is important for me.
And I think that should be the drive of every young person, the fact that you want to make an impact in your community. So it's not because, not everyone has a political drive, not everyone wants to be the president or whatever, but by all means, if you want to, those are good causes to pursue. But I feel like being in power is not the only way we can affect change. We are doing so well with social media, that's great, but offline we need to be more involved, in contributing to even our local environment, trying to sensitize people, like you said, trying to support a cause. You don't have to have the money.
Many times, good people so to speak, don't want to run for governance. Why? They've seen, the whole. See, if you look at the stress, you look at it that I cannot do all this. I don't want to.
Especially Nigerian politics.
I don't want to put my hand in this. I don't want to put my hand in that. Not everybody have to do that. But just look at the case of, if you have seen Game of Thrones, for example, Jon Snow. If you look at it very well, he would have been the best choice for probably the king. He was the best choice for the king, apart from his brother that became the king. But he was such a good person that he does not want it. He does not want it because the place of power can be funny at times.
Yeah.
But we need those people who are incorruptible. Those people who are really ready that I want to stand for something. We really need to stand for something in this country. We have really brave people, really strong people ready to fight for us. But after a while, they get tired because of the fact that they see that they are alone.
They are alone, yeah. The foot soldiers are not so many.
You get.
Yeah.
So if I am doing something really dangerous, these people are after our lives, for crying out loud. We have seen it. If we make any any breakaway and they see that these guys, it looks as if what they are doing is going to work out. EG was the answers. They saw it. We were together. It was the first time. It was the first time in my country that I know of that I saw people gathered so united, so loved. It was such a liberating period. Like I felt like my country was just there already. I felt like, yes, this is it. Forget the old governor. We could handle ourselves. We could actually feed ourselves.
Yeah, provided security as well. Logistics, medical care.
Everything was going well until we started using woodlands to fight us. When they saw that didn't work again,
they used the military.
They used what they could use. So, but we will not be silent, anyways. I have said already that I might not be. I have actually registered for to a political party.
Oh, nice.
Yes, but it's not just the political party for me. I have said I am going to go all out. Tell people this is what we are fighting for. Social media is in our hands. We have that social media right now, and it's a very, very good gift. We can use it to remind people when the election is coming. Remind people everything that we were so angry about during the NSAS period, during whatever period. Everything that we were so angry about, and let us work towards it. This next election, let's see and make sure that once you vote, don't go with your phones and your power banks. Stay there.
Make sure your vote counts.
Count it with them. See, I've noticed that the reason why all these things look as if we don't understand what is going on is because we just say, oh, let me go and chill. I can't be standing under the sun. They intentionally make this whole process difficult for us because they don't want us to vote. All of a sudden, you will just hear that 1 million votes came from the north. Cattle and headsmen and whatever is voting somewhere.
Yeah.
So we need to be really active. We need to see that I voted, right? So how was my vote counted? And when they are announcing it in a particular place, you understand what I'm saying? Once they start announcing it, you are looking at it that this wasn't what we counted. This wasn't what we counted. If some of us have to go to some of these northern states and say, we'll be there for this period. We want to see this thing the right way. I know it is difficult, but we just need to take that step. If not all of us can japa. Not all of us can japa. Not all of us have rich fathers. Not all of us have nice uncles that are ready to say, okay, my boy, come to US, I would take care of you, or come to the UK, I'll take care of you. Some of us just need to be really active in this country where we are. This is what we are doing right now. It's our business, it's our life. We must take it really serious.
Even up until when you jump, at least you're still going to be here.
You get.
So while you're here,
just take it seriously, and don't even get tired, because it will be tiring.
True.
But you need to just stay focused. I remember on the night of the end of the Lekki massacre, my friend, we were together in the house, and he's a very, very, very passionate Nigerian, and he broke down in tears. I saw him crying, and that day was his birthday, and I saw him crying, and I felt hopeless. I'm sure many of us felt hopeless on that day. I felt really hopeless, but the next day, I was the one who was hopeless. It was his birthday, right? The next day, I saw my friend. He woke up again in the morning. He was praying for this country. He was praying really hard for this country, and he was really optimistic that, something will happen. I can see his face right now, but let's just take a more active role for the country.
And not just Thank you. You've said so much. Okay, so last question. So we've always heard about the American dream. Do you think there is a Nigerian dream?
There's a Nigerian dream,
which is to Japa.
It's simple. For some people, it is to Japa. But for for someone like me, and I know there are so many others out there, the Nigerian dream is to see a better Nigeria. A Nigeria where corruption is not the order of the day. This country is too corrupt. I used to say something when I was in school that you remember when you go for registration? When you go for registration,
and new semester
and all these things. When you especially when you're just entering school, 100 level, and all of a sudden you are waiting. You have been waiting. All of you have been waiting. Then somebody will just come from somewhere. Say, Omo Mini, just draw his hand, and they just that is where corruption starts. Why can't that child wait
on the queue? So it's not even about those at the top. It starts from
us. Why can't that child wait on the queue? Why can't you wait? Why can't you just be patient? It will get to your turn. Relax. But we are just, many of the youths now are just more about making money. I just want to make money. That's why you see so many of us. Crime, money laundering. We don't do money laundering. Anyways, we just do yahoo.
Different from what the Ogas are.
Ogas are the one doing money laundering. Those ones just pack it in billions, and everybody keeps quiet. They are really after us. They don't want us to make money in any way. I've seen that.
Because they from the last movement that happened, they've seen that money is really what these guys need. Once they have it, they can't. There's nothing they can't do.
People have money. They get money. They've seen it already. It looks as if these guys are not playing. They are not playing. They have the money. They can push this thing on their own. We have young billionaires now. We have young millionaires, young billionaires. They are ready to help a good cause. But once they see that, let's cut it. Let's close this account. Let's do this. Let's do that. So, but we just need to keep fighting. We need to keep fighting, and we need to keep. My friend also said something. He said we need to find ways. We need to start using technology. If they block your accounts, we need to find ways where we can transact better with our money, so that not all the money would be blocked and all. We need to find a way, because in their faces we are all tagged as rebels. That is what we are. They're just children in their eyes. What are these children talking about? So, but we need to find that really
fighting spirit.
Yes, we just need to stay at it. Just need to stay at it and fight, because it's a fight.
Actually,
it's not going to be easy, but we have to fight.
No one will hand you gold on a platter of gold.
At all.
You have to fight for it.
I remember during the period we were saying this generation they messed with the wrong generation. So let's make sure that
they actually messed with the wrong generation.
Yeah, we just need to do it the right way.
Yeah, actually. So it's not a fight. In all that we have said, it's not a fight against young and old people.
Yeah.
It's just a fight of good against evil. We want to see a country that one day like to be in this country and someone would tell me I want to relocate to Nigeria.
Yes.
Like, don't you want a country where you don't have to relocate? Like, it is foreigners that are relocating. You only go out to visit. A country where you don't have to go to other countries.
There are so many
medical
things
care.
people should come to this country to do.
You get so many things.
So many. We have tourist centers. We could make them better. If there are so many locations in this country, we could travel. Like, you could say you want to go on a vacation and still be in this country. You don't have to go to the Bahamas. You don't have to go to Mauritius. You don't have to go to Dubai. This country has all the potential that we need. We just need the right people, and we know it's not going to. We can't just become president immediately. We can't.
It's a process.
It will take a miracle. It's a process. We need to start. We need to enter the system. We need
Gradually.
to let them see and know that, these boys are already entering.
Yeah, and they are serious.
And they are serious. And they will just have to leave you at it. So,
but they need to see us push and not just relax.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Yomi. Thank you. I mean, we've said so many things today. I'll just try to recap. One, we are doing great on social media, trying to drive conversations, trying to have our opinion heard and all that. But offline, we need to do more. We need to be involved in community engagement, trying to sensitize people. We need to vote. Go out, vote when it's time for election, and make sure your vote is counted. Do you understand? Take active position. There's so many things that will frustrate you. Nobody would give you gold on a platter of gold, like I said. But then we just have to keep at it. We'll get discouraged, but then we just have to keep going.
Keep fighting.
Yes. So on that note, I would like to end this episode. I hope you guys are able to learn one or two things. We hope that you would also share, your opinion, things you think about what we've just discussed in the comment section. And I forgot to introduce your He's in his 20s as well. So yes, I mean, that's to tell you that he's in his 20s, he's so much aware about what's happening in his country, about governance, about politics. He's also a registered member of a political party. So that's things that we want people in their 20s to do. We are not all about the fun, the glamour, and all of that. Yeah, we are much more than that. We need to be active in every area of our lives, even in our community, to drive the change that we want. Because I mean, if the country is better, you'll be able to achieve a lot of your dreams as well. So they go hand in hand. So on that note, we'd like to come to the end of this episode, or we have come to the end of this episode. Thank you for coming.